Welcome to Runny Eggs Gaming. Thanks for joining me today, and today we'll be talking about my top 10 most expensive Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comics. Here's a small preview of the 10 Sonic comics I'll be talking about today, plus one extra special bonus at the end. We'll be covering all of these Sonic comics, and we'll be talking about value, rarity, and significance of each of these in my collection. If you're not familiar with Sonic Archie comics, they ran from 1992 to 2016, and there were 290 issues in the main run. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Jumping right into it, we've got Sonic issue number 5. This issue was published in 1993. Even though this comic is not my most valuable comic in my collection, it's one of the most valuable to me personally. Not only do I love the cover, but it's the oldest comic originally printed in my collection. This issue features the story Olympic Trials and Error, where Robotnik challenges the Freedom Fighters to compete in the Mobius Olympic Games. The value of this comic is roughly estimated at $47, but ranges depending on condition and who's trying to buy it. Next up, we have issue 11. This was published in 1994. These older Sonic comics didn't have much of a continued storyline, but were different antics between the Freedom Fighters and Robotnik in each issue, and everything kind of would reset like an old cartoon. But the most important thing about issue 11 is that they introduced a pivotal character called Anti-Sonic, or as most of us call him, Evil Sonic. He wears shades and a cool leather jacket and becomes very important to the Archie comic series later on. The value of this comic is one of the highest in my collection and comes in around $297. Did I mention that there's multiverse in the Sonic Archie comics? Next up, we have issue 45. Even though this isn't one of my favorite covers, Sonic still looks really cool. This issue was published in 1997 and features the storyline Guerilla Thriller. The Freedom Fighters must team up and try and stop Snively and Robotnik's plot to conquer the Mobian jungle. This is where the comics start to take on a little bit more consistency, and the overall plot of the Archie comics starts to take form. This comic is estimated to have a value of $150. I don't know about you, but I really miss the style of the SWAT bots that Robotnik would send out. So cool. Number 4 on our list is issue 54. This issue was published in 1998. I really like this cover. Sonic with his goggles and Uncle Chuck in the background is so ominous. This issue has the storyline Running to Stand Still, which deals with the aftermath of the Endgame saga. As you can see, the art style has continued to evolve, and I still think this is some of my favorite versions of Sonic in the Archie comics. Cool little fact, Uncle Chuck in the comic books is who designed Sonic the Hedgehog's shoes out of power rings so they wouldn't melt from his speed. This comic is estimated to be worth $250 in my collection. Speaking of awesome issues, this is the first appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog in issue 98. Published in 2001 alongside the Dreamcast and Sonic Adventure 2, it's one of my personal favorites in the collection because this is also my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog video game. This issue also marks the first appearance of Rouge the Bat. I think they did a really good job adapting a lot of cool moments from the Sonic Adventure 2 video game, especially Sonic boarding down Escape the City. This issue has an approximate value of $244. Hold my comic while I go replay Sonic Adventure 2. At number 6, we have issue 138. This was originally published in 2004. The significance of this issue is the story Return to Angel Island, featuring Sonic, Knuckles, and the Chaotix returning to the troubled Angel Island after it had been taken over by Robotnik. Just a side note, I love all Sonic the Hedgehog characters, but I think my personal favorite is Ray the Flying Squirrel. And he gets some significant page time in this issue. This issue is estimated to have a value of $225. Oh come on, the Chaotix are so cute. Coming in at number 7, we have issue 156. This issue was originally published in 2006. This issue is significant because of a storyline called Line of Succession, in which Princess Sally faces an arranged marriage to save the kingdom. It's a little bit too soap opera for me, but still an interesting issue for sure. I also just want to throw in that whenever I reread these Sonic comics, I love the random ads for like Batman and whatever cartoon is big during the time. This issue was estimated to be valued around $120. Long live King Acorn! Okay, now we're getting to the really good stuff. Issue 160, originally published in 2006. This issue marks the debut of Ian Flynn as the main writer of the comics, following Ken Pender's departure. If you want a really crazy story, look up Ken Penders. He's one of the main reasons that we can't use any of the freedom fighters in any of the new comics or any of the games. But thankfully Ian Flynn has steered the ship in a new direction and continued to write for IDW once the Sonic comics left Archie. This issue is estimated to be valued around $120. Always good to see Sonic and Shadow getting along and working together. Having one of the darker covers I've ever seen on a Sonic comic, we have issue 175. This issue was originally published in 2007. This issue has a significant milestone featuring the story Eggman Empire, where Dr. Eggman pulls out all the stops against Sonic. I won't spoil anything, but the cover shows you Eggman has really put Sonic up to the match. By this issue, the Sonic comics have really found their footing and have a new direction under Ian Flynn. This issue is estimated to fetch up to $100 and has this iconic panel. Here we have issue 196, originally published in 2009. Remember how I said that evil Sonic would become important later on in the Sonic comics? Well, he becomes a character named Scourge. He's typically green, but in this issue he goes super for the first time, and they chose to make his super version purple. I think it's a cool fit. This storyline is called Hedgehog Havoc, and has some awesome battles between Sonic and Scourge, and continues to explore the multiverse good and evil versions of all the freedom fighters. This issue is estimated to be valued around $146. And maybe one day we'll see Scourge again. Well, there we have it. We made it through all 10 Sonic comics that are the rarest and most valuable in my collection. To end it off, I'll give you a special extra comic, number 11, issue 290. Sadly, this is the last issue in the main line of Sonic Archie comics. Having some really cool homages to Sonic CD, it's really good art style, and great storytelling. We'll never quite know where Archie Comics was going next, but thankfully IDW picked up Sonic. The estimated value of this issue is $140. Man, classic Amy Sonic and Metal Sonic is so cool. So, if you take all the estimates of all these most valuable comics that I have and add them all together, you get $1,621. I have over 300 of the Sonic Archie comics, including spin-offs and special editions. So if you want to see me cover more of these issues, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below telling me which of these comics is your favorite and what you want me to cover next. Thanks again for joining me on Runny Eggs Gaming, and I'll see you on the other side of the sunny side.